Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
Good to go. Continue.
slain. Blue team hero has been slain. Red team hero has been slain. Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Well, it is pretty interesting start because both of the teams are with 4 and 4 score and they're not backing off. But that kill onto Lancelot right there, CC diving deeper, getting that kill was kind of beneficial for Team Mega Code.
Blue team hero has been slain. Killing spree.
I mean,
Red team turret has been destroyed.
they just, I just told you that Hanabi pick is going to be the one that will be beneficial for them. But into the top lane, Esmeralda taking out one more kill. Her score is 301. That is kind of interesting. Esmeralda dealing a lot of damage into the early game. She's going to be beast into the late game phase. Okay. Yes, sir. What that Aegis saved her not be the shield coming from it is insane, and the turtle fight is on. We'll be looking at the gummy worm going in AOG, trying to drop in, connects onto one. Lancelot will be the one stealing the turtle, but Minnow and Fury pops up. Rovi secures double kill, and Team Navilier, they have to back off. They don't have any resources there, but Navilier will be the one securing that kill onto the Toad. Two of them remain. It's a 1-for-4 trade. And Fubuki will be looking low as well. What a turn back that was. Fubuki gets taken out by Panda.
Wiped out. Red team turret has been destroyed. Red team turret has been destroyed.
Even the Lancelot secured that turtle, but the fight just turned out to be worst for Team Naviliera. They just lost 5 of the members. So it is definitely, you know, a bit of pause has been called, I guess, from the teams. So we might have to wait for a bit. But Fredo, I just want to ask you a question. The team fights are going insane, and who are you betting on? Who do you want to win here? Draft wise. Yeah. Sir, something's cooking. They are trying to cook something. Look at the picks. Those are kind of odd, but they seem to work out. Because we just saw in the first team fight, and Team Navillero was completely destroyed by Team Mega Code. So, well, not bad. Yeah, I mean, come on, Molina is always annoying as hell if you're in the other team and Team Navila is facing some issues because of that. The Shark Bite combined with that Molina and Lilia's damage, that is going to deal a lot of damage. And if we, keep an eye on CC's ult as well, it's going to bind two players together. So somehow this composition might work out for them as well. And the AOG is being dropping perfectly as well. I mean, yes, because Team Navila, they do have that late game composition. I mean, a Minotaur shines best in the late game, Hanabi shines best in the late game as well, and even the Esmeralda. But I guess it's time to move on to the battlefield, and we'll be looking at it. Okay, yes, sir. The level gap is going to help them a lot, but you know what? I kind of think that Team Novelia is playing a bit passively after that team fight where they got wiped out, and they are, just looking for an opening for the opponent to make some mistakes. But with this, the Lord is going to be up in 5 seconds. Okay, a team fight. Uh, And I kind of think that a Lord fight might be going on as of now. Because Team Navilia, they are on their feet, even though they are losing those battles, but they might steal out that Lord as well. Okay. The Shark Bite coming from Bane deal a lot of damage, but CC will be looking out very low. Fubuki is not stopping the chase, and with this team, the wheeler has secured the ground for the Lord Dance, and it is up. The AOG comes in, connects onto the run. But Kylin right there looking very low, survives with a slither of HP. That is 1 HP right there. The split coming in from Bane. Fubuki secures that kill onto the Gatot, and Team Navilira. Okay, they are looking for more. Panda is dealing a lot of damage. Did you see the tank getting melted out? Yes, sir. The Sky Piercer's stack is going to be insane because he's just got that double kill. So, I mean, it is going to work out for them. And Bane, look at that damage coming from him. Lord is getting melted out as well. They do have that damage potential, but reaching onto the back line. Lancelot looking quite low. Will be taken down by Panda once again. One more strike onto that Sky Piercer. Nana looking quite low. The passive gets popped out. Lord will be there. He will be still taking it down. Panda secures that retribution onto the Lord. And Navirio, look at the damage. Okay, she has to get taken down because it was a 3v1, and Team Navilia, they don't have that enough farm, to counter Team Megacoda, Pricity, and Panda is just rocking onto the Bane, dealing a lot of damage. Yes, sir. We just saw Hanabi getting melted out by Panda as well. Because Kylene is the only one in the team with a 3-1-3 score, and she's their only hope. But look at her. She's trying to fight out Panda onto the top lane. Lord gets Stark Bite, gets popped
Red team
out.
turret has been
It won't be
destroyed.
dealing a lot of damage, but Panda, he suffers a lot.
Red team turret has been destroyed. Red team hero
Yoji.
has been slain. Red team turret has been destroyed. Turret has been destroyed. Red team
Yes,
base
sir, and
turret
he
has been
does have
destroyed.
that, penetration item right there. Look at the damage coming from him. A spin, and Zushin and Hanabi both vanishes into the thin air. Panda is looking quite low, will be taken down, but that was good trade. A 1-for-2 trade. And all the inhibitors are down. Team Navalier, they have to do something. They have to protect their base. Sir, because the minion pressure is going to be there, and the chunky minions are the one to deal a lot of damage. But they do have some hope because of that Hanabi, but we just saw him getting melted out. Score is 17-1. It's only 13 minutes into the game. And team Megatron Code Apricity, they'll be looking out for that Lord once again, and they want it to end safely. I guess they won't commit any mistakes for going inside that turret and losing their lives. They would instead try to take that lot down because it is quite wide open for them.
Blue team has slain the Lord.
I guess he is facing some network issues right there because he's just traveling into the top lane inside the turret. I guess he'll. Okay, that is some serious network issue for him. Ayla, but he gets spotted out.
Red
Panda
team
will be
hero
looking onto
has
that,
been
and that's
slain.
one more kill for him. The Sky Piercer stacks are just rising and rising. Team Megatron Code Apricity, they'll be looking out for the end with this Lord. And the Lord is marching down the mid lane. Minions are pouring in as well. One more pause has been granted just before the final fight. Definitely. I mean, we we can't just complain because it's cheaper out here, so it might work out for us. But that Lancelot with that network issue, he can't even, make a proper play or use any of the skills. So that is quite an issue for them. And I guess that is the reason why they're losing of those in team fights because Lancelot recently has been buffed a lot. And and we cannot forget the Bane. He is quite farmed up as well. Definitely, you just want some spit on that tower because once the Lord marches in, he will just use that shark bite out of the tower, and 1 to 2 spits can end the game. So it's a victory for Team Megatron Core Apricity, is what I can see from here. Yes, sir. It might be that Hanabi as well, because once that Higanbana connects onto five people, they just can't move, and the Lord can be cleared out easily. But yes, sir, we are back in the game. Lord is currently marching down the mid lane, but Panda is way out from their team. Okay.
Red team hero has been slain.
Victory!
Yes, sir. The scaling onto that Bane was quite insane. Because from the start, somehow this composition worked out with a Nana, a Lilia, and the Bane. Everything is magic except CC. So I don't really know. But look at that Bane with that full build with 10-2-3 score. I guess he do have that Sky Piercer with 80 stacks. Hey, I mean, it's chocolate right there, and it is because, of course, of that network issue. We else will have saw some great fights right there, but well deserved MVP for Bane and well deserved victory for Team Megatron Coda Pricity. And I guess it's time for a short break. Don't you think?
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Yeah. Yep.
Legends. 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed!
Nice. I think I've seen them before. Both of these teams, they have played in the first round and they were able to win a lot of times. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to see some of the good accents here too, because in the first round, if you are able to beat your opponents that easily, I think to the second round as well, they will be able to do something very good here. And I think the names are also familiar. So Huntrix versus Tuscadivas, they have been a little bit known for the scene as well, especially for Tuscadivas. So I'm really, looking forward to how they are going to be performing in this Land of Dawn again. Look at the bot lane though.
First blood.
Ooh. The thing that's happening is Zyra taken down because the first time that I've seen Tuscadivas being playing it in this tournament, they have been able to perform so well just because of the winning lane for Zyra. But hey, Mama Eve right now onto the Yi Xuanxun. I think she might be onto something right here. If they request my pause, of course we're gonna be doing this. But meanwhile, I think we have moved on with another one though. Top lane, a little bit of tease here and there. People settled off, taken very low, and the Strats is there. Sakamori will be able to find that one kill onto the roamer by the side of Tuscadivas. Oh, there we go. Yeah, even me, man. I kind of want to see the team names being flexed onto the screens too. But we'll see. We'll be getting it anytime soon. I'm pretty sure one of can do it. On the other hand, I would say I wasn't here into the draft, but I really like a Yi Xuanxun when it is played into the hands of the girls junglers because he's more decisive kind of hero, and girls are more decisive in taking team fights. And I think this time around as well for the side of Tuscadivas, you will be able to see that some kind of decisive movement coming through from the side of Mama Eve. On to the other hand as well, I think it's a very weird pick that Hendrix are going for the Hanabi. Very low key, but still it's good. Because the fact that she have an inbuilt purify. But the thing is for Hanabi, you are very vulnerable to burst damages. And I think Tuscadivas have a plenty of those. So I'm pretty sure she got to be careful on her positioning, on the way she kind of joined to the team fight as well, and try to have that good distance against those kind of burst damage dealer for the side of Tuscadivas. Okay, that's gonna be a damage coming through. Zyra versus everyone with the Vengeance trying to find her way in. But on the other hand, the turtle is definitely gonna be started by Huntrix right now because they do have the upper hand. Blueberry onto that Amon will be able to secure that one here, and so the farm is definitely gonna be into her favor because level 5 already. And instead, I thought that Mama Eve would be actually very behind onto the goal just because of the early skirmishes, but I think she's completely doing all right. And you want to do all right when you are on a Yishin, you cannot really be behind. So I think it's still out there for her to have that farm capacity that's required to get those damage done. On the other hand, though, I really like the late game coming through for the side of Tuscadivas. They have the equal amount of magic damage for the basic attacks onto the goal side, and as well as the jungle too. And they have that poke, they had that setup. So if push comes to shove, they'll be able to have a disengager as well. Onto the other side, we have the Mon. She'll be able to burst out onto the backlines, which is very, very squishy because for Tuscadivas, they have the good frontliners, but they cannot really protect out of the backlines because of the lack of self peel. Oh. Uh-huh. Indian, definitely Indian exclusive meta. Hey, onto the other side though, that's gonna be the shots being used upon. That's gonna be another damage coming through as well. Zaira might be in trouble, taken down eventually by Blueberry with the shots that he have on the Duke. She'll be able to grab that one again. So two that's onto the side of Zaira versus everybody. I don't think she will be having the best time of her life into the losing lane because against Terizla, he cannot really do very well. Mm.
Blue team has slain the turtle.
Yeah. I mean, you got to play it safe, man, if you are in a town because there's always a reason for you to be ganked upon. Because as like as you are, you kind of have to need the gel that's marked into the first 5 minutes of the game, and this is exactly what Pete is doing right now. Very, very commendable as well. But on to the other hand, though, Blueberry with the kills and the turtle that she already secured, she have a good amount of lead in comparison to Mama Eve as well. So I think Mama Eve needs to step up the game and try to go the farming route so that she'll be able to get up to the goal that she already lost. And not to mention, not to forget, as a jungler, you kind of need the
Red team
experience
turret has
level
been
more than
destroyed.
the gold level because the amount of importance that the retribution hold is much much more important than the goal when you are trying to contest onto those objectives as well. But yeah, when you are having those kind of level need, of course you're gonna be having the goal as well. It's not completely outruled. It's more of a
Blue
like
team turret has been
more
destroyed.
importance when it is into the jungling side. But I think the top lane is gonna be secured by the side of Tuscadee as they are able to grab that. But never mind. I
Blue
think there
team
might be a
hero
little bit of
has
skirmishes
been
happening onto the
slain.
top side. Mama Eve will be able to grab a kill onto Ayaki. There might be something more going on with the blooms coming through. Lilia, they're trying to burst out, just getting onto the zone. Nothing they're gonna be okay right now. This one falling down for the side of Huntrix right there, but Pipa, I think she might try to go set for something right now, but the shreds are too much for Yuki. He'll be able to grab the kill, but people will be falling down again. Blueberry able to grab the kill onto Zyra again, but Mama Eve with the shut down, Blueberry falling down. That's gonna be the trade that they are looking for. Huntrix, they have to back away because this time around, Tosca Divas, they found their momentum. Mm.
Blue team turret
Oh.
has been destroyed. Red team turret has been destroyed.
Yeah. They got to, because both of them have a late game kind of composition as well. But the fact that Huntrix do have a pickup hero onto their side, they can be a little bit more aggressive than these right now. But because of the positions coming through from the side of Tusker Divas, I think they were able to do so much more. But nevertheless, the turtle of the game will be secured by Blueberry yet again, giving her the goal lead that she deserved, as well as the level 2. But onto the mid side, I think there might be a focus for Ayaki. They're trying to focus too much onto this mid lane turret, because it's one of the most important turret that we can find right now. Because when you take this down, it's gonna be opening so much more of the jungle area, and it's gonna be very hard for the UC to perform as well. And in this case, it's one of the most important things that they can save right now, because you cannot really open out the map when Mission is behind. Maybe it's gonna engage from Jaira, but yeah, she's gonna have to walk away. Yeah. You know, I think this time around, Mama Eve trying to set up for something like that, the mountain sugar still onto the hole. I think it's gonna be a little bit wasted, but nevertheless, the stun not really connecting onto anyone right now. But Blueberry trying to go in with the stun being stopped upon poop. Hey, that's gonna be the worst puppet being used. That's for survivability. People's total able to call out the disengaging way for them, so that they will be not wasting any kind of resources trying to walk away from those. On the other hand, though, I think it's definitely going to be okay for Mama Eve to try to farm up a little bit more, so that she'll be able to get up to the goal and to the XP for the side of Blueberry too, from Blueberry. Because at this point of a time, Emon is going to be so much of a trouble, because he have all the gold that he needed and the damages that he required. And on the other hand, for the side of Tuscadivas, they have too much run onto the kid, and this is not going to be a damage done, but Vengeance being popped onto Ayaki, it's not going to be done anything much, because Daira knows that he is so. She is one of the tankiest onto the side of this Huntrix, so you cannot really do anything against it yet. Not yet, anyway. On the other hand, Blueberry trying to get a sneak peek onto this jungle right now, trying to go in, maneuver around the map, find a pickup, because most of the time, even though the Emon is a very good pick, he kind of needs to have that um, zone, so that you'll be able to pick out someone time to time. But this time around, I don't think the Kabilas are kind of ready to go alone. They are always together in one place, because this is exactly what you want to do. You want to stay together as much as possible, so that you'll not be getting picked off by the M1 anytime soon. There might be a little bit of an engagement too. The bloom is coming in as well. That's gonna from AAP Twin. That's gonna be the lyric with the rest of the rod. Oh my goodness, the penalty zone as well. The bullets also pop people. Will be grabbing another kill, but Mama Eve with the entrance able to grab one or two of her own. A shutdown for her as well. Huntrix falling down like dominoes, and the start of this lord will be definitely into the hands of the side of Tuscadivas. What a turn of events.
Red team has slain the Lord.
Man, this is definitely yeah, you kind of want to have this,
Red team's turret has been
move
destroyed.
where you are actually behind, so that you might want to try to get all those objectives onto your side. Nevertheless, that's a damage, Blueberry! Whoa, with the shots going in for the rightful target, showing Mama Eve who's the better jungler in this game. Yeah, they will be able to. They might be able to, but with Blueberry with the pickup on the Mama Eve, man, that was actually so on point. I think into the top lane as well, there might be they might be looking for something, because this is the Hanabi we are talking about. Sakamori, I don't think she will be able to find the rightful position if she is getting caught. So she is gonna be standing at the very back, so that she will not be popped. She will not be ganked upon. Crowd control is what she will be able to purify, but the damage is what's gonna be important for her actually not get upon too. So let's see what they will be gonna be doing, because under the bottom lane, so might be actually in a little bit of a pickle. That's a penalty zone on the 3 members, and the rest of the cross and the follower trying to come through, and Trabi will be powered as well. Picked with the kill, Yuki grabbing another one as well, but Blueberry will be cleaning up. On the other hand, Pit still available, surviving. 1 member down. It's gonna be a minute for Pete within the time, but Sakamori will be able to grab one of her own. It's a wipeout actually for the side of Tuscadivas, and one person, one female standing in this whole game that is gonna be the one who was gagged upon. So onto the Terisla will be the sole survivor of that casualty. Dead. Yeah. Mhm. Careful and lesser than aggressive. That has to be the name of the game. And I also think that they are a little bit more decisive on the fights that they take, because the kills are much lesser. 12 to 9, under 11 minutes of the game, 14 minutes of the game, that is. So this is actually a good call. But then this is the part where the map priority is very important. You kind of want to secure onto those map pressure, so they will
Red
be
team
able to
has
start onto those
slain the
objective
Lord.
fights as well. But this time around, Amy,
Red
they will
team
be able to
hero
secure
has
that
been
lore. But
slain.
nevertheless, Blueberry with the pick off onto
Double
people.
kill.
That's gonna be the rest of the drop being used again. The fence is also paused, but Pete might
Red
be in
team
trouble,
hero
taken
has been
down. There's
slain.
gonna be a chase coming through from Yuki as well as Blueberry. Mama Eve on the ground is gonna be chased upon, and Maniac for Blueberry. That's gonna be the response they're coming through. Will she be able to find the Savage? Nevertheless, that's gonna be the damage coming through from the Bloom. But the mid lane turret is gonna be taken care of, and the clearance coming through for the side of Amy will be able to stop them from coming in and coming through her against his sole survivor for the side of the Kadivas, trying to defend as much as possible. And this is where the importance of the Lilia come through. The clearance up to the lane, but the Lord is definitely into the side of Tuscadivas and Huntrix. They have to have an answer for this.
Red team turret has been destroyed.
Yeah. That's You know, the thing about Huntrix is that game that put them into the game is that pick up potential coming through from Blueberry most of the time. You would have thought that the game fight is gonna be there, the team fight is gonna be there, but then she's not gonna be spotted all over the places. She's gonna be onto the back lines trying to get a pick off, trying to get the starts onto the squishier backline, mainly Mama Eve onto the East machine, but nevertheless there's gonna be people caught into the mix of it all. The glorious pathway being used defensively as well as the shots too. There's gonna be two resources being wasted upon the Lord. Is still having a timer of its own, so that it will be taking a bit of a time to spawn it. So I think the resources wasted is not really actually wasted. It was a good try, because it will be out there in seconds. But hey, on the other hand, it's gonna be Zyra trying to do something. Does have the mark, will not be engaging anytime soon with the lack of resources that they have right now. But both of the teams are actually focusing onto this mid lane, mid bush actually, because the Lord is definitely gonna be spawning right now, and whoever gets the Lord is gonna be very crucial that they stay very disciplined too. Almost, I think. Oh, nevertheless, it's gonna be an engage coming into the mid lane. Grab kill onto Ayaki with the blue, but they're trying to go for more. Destruct has been used. Hit with the entropy, going for more. Low HP coming in. Sakamori will not be able to survive, but PT still standing available with the hit coming through. A wipeout for the side of Huntrix onto the bottom lane. There's Mama Eve with the script boost trying to go for the back door. This is the E3 we are talking about with the damage coming through as well. This is the turret she is focusing on. They can try to go for the end. The base is completely open. A 1 hit, 2 hit, and the entropy will be enough to end the game. Tosca Divas against Zolots with one win onto the fight, onto the team fight. They'll be able to grab this game. Yeah. Mhm.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed, cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed, cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed, cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed, cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, mainly for the ladies though. We are back again into the Queen's Legacy series presented to you by Wardroom, of course. But we are going to be having our start matchup today because we have one of the most popular female teams that we have in India so far, Shadow Esports Novas and the Rising Stars as well, which, yeah, they made a mark from themselves for the very first round. It's going to be the Daring Sisters onto the other side. So the names are already very interesting. I'm pretty sure you are also familiar with that already. But who you are not going to be familiar with is with my I'm going to be bringing or recently added caster Culpit here. So we are going to be bringing you the voices of this game, and we're going to be driving directly into the drafting phase because we know how impatient you guys are. So Culpit, what do you think the draft is going to be looking like?
I mean, I'm kind of expecting another Hanabi pick coming right there, but Shadow is for
I'm not.
Novas. The first bans are kind of good because in a girls' tournament, you need to take out those healers. Angela and Matilda are getting banned out. Is quite common, I can say. But Darren's sister locking onto that Bane. I mean, we just saw in the
Oh.
first match how Bane dealt a lot of damage. But yes, sir, Florian once again onto the chopping board.
This is what you will always see right onto the girls tournament. You kind of remove all the heroes that are completely and definitely broken, which the Bane fits right into that category. And of course, we cannot forget the Angela as well. The Matilda is kind of a situational or more of a target ban, so I'm pretty unsure why Setaway Sports are taken away. It is a hero that is very hard to handle. So you really have to remove it as well. But the Florin and do this Florin is interesting enough. When you have a good utility into the jungle, the Florin does really, really well. You cannot really kill anyone at that point. So I think the Florin ban, the healer's ban in particular, is something you will be very familiar in this tournament so far. But the Editel as well removed for the side of SDES. They kind of look like they want to play the 1-1 because I know they play the 1-1 to the goal, even the Moscow. So Daring Sister, they have been known for that Freya gameplay coming through them. I don't know if
Ooh.
they are going to be playing the Freya yet again, but should be banning another hero, Glue. Interesting.
Oh, I can't just spot out that from that portrait that it is that glue. But
Uh,
talking about the bands aside, the CC is on to play from Shadow. He's put Novas. I mean, she is a great damage dealer. She got a lot of mobility, and the ult is going to help them a
oh.
lot as well. And you know what? A reply back to a CC. They can't go with the Phobius, but yes, sir, you are talking about the Freya. The Freya is onto the scene. Say yes to me has picked up that Freya for Team Tyrant Sisters.
You know what? If it ain't broken, just don't fix it, right? So I think even if it's not a meta kind of hero, you can really bring it onto the table if you are really comfortable on that. And I think Daring Sister are very, very comfortable. So let's see what they can do with the Freya here because I kind of don't like the Freya because of the presence of the CC. If it can go into the jungle, it will be definitely okay. But the picks are very important. Daring Sisters, they are going for the Kadita directly, which is a very important hero to pick when you are onto the red side and have the priority to get this hero because it can burst out any kind of potential assassins coming through for the side of SDS. And SDS, they are also known for their assassin jungle, so they should be, you know. mm, I mean, they could prioritize another hero though. Do they want to go for the Juicing here or against the Kadita? It's kind of tricky though.
So I really want to see some assassins want to play from Team Shadow Esports Nova because, as you mentioned, that the Freya can be a flex pick, onto that EXP or
Mm,
onto that jungle. A jungle would be better, a lot better, because I don't think
yeah.
Freya can deal a lot. I mean, do something against that CC. But here we are with the Kimi and One pick. Those are some insane heroes.
Yeah, I could see the Kimi. I mean, the 1-1 already with the ban of the Editor, right? And she's so good on the 1-1 also. So why not pick it up? And I think she kind of does have her inbuilt purify, so you'll be able to survive a lot of drowning capabilities coming from the Kadita too. So that's definitely a plus. And of course, the Kimi very much a lane bully, and she does have a lot more better clearance in comparison to the Kadita as well. So right now, they're in sister. Okay, this is gonna be a Freya XP lane and Lancelot into the jungle.
I mean, Freya is going to face a lot of trouble against that CC. But as you're talking about that one and Kadita said, I just like to add a few more points because the damage
Mm.
coming from Kadita's ultimate is quite a lot, and one
Yeah,
is
yeah.
uh, she has a lot less HP as compared to other MM, so I guess it won't be enough. Like the second Purify skill won't be enough to take, sorry, to survive from Kadita's ult. But then again, onto the banning phase, Kufra gets taken out, possible counter for Lancelot. But once again, Team Shadow is what Novas. They went with the Natan ban.
Nathan, it's kind of a target ban, I would say, because Nathan is such a useful hero into the late game, and it's so popular in this tournament in particular. So you kind of have to remove it before it is into the wrong hands. That you will be able to not have the greatest time. And I also think that Nathan kind of have a good time against the 1-1 as well, because not because it can kill the 1-1 solo, but because it can lean against the 1-1 pretty well. So that has to be the reason there. But Seto Esports, they kind of have to ban another hero though. Rumor or
Oh,
okay, Lolita. Yeah, yeah. It's a no-brainer. You got to ban out the Lolita when you have a 1-1 and a Kimi especially, right? Because it kind of
I
neuters
mean,
all the
definitely.
importance of the Fanny and no, not the Fanny, the Kimi.
Yes, sir. She is going to counter them a lot, but I'm kind of interested in seeing what Dame Darren Sisters will play back. Okay, Claude onto the play
Oh,
against a
jeez.
Lolita. Sorry, a Lolita ban and a Claude into the play.
I kind of like the Claude here because he can bring Purify, and Claude is the one of the heroes that can kind of lane against the 1-1. But there we go. It's kind of the specialty coming through for Clara as well for the side of SDES. It's going to be the Hayabusa, a direct counter for the Claude. But then again, you kind of have to be very, very mindful on the decision making because this is also a Kadita we're talking about with the Purify combination. The assassin couldn't really stand a chance against a Kadita most of the time. So Clara, she kind of need to have a very very good responsibility and good instincts too. So let's see what daring sisters are gonna be. Not daring sisters. SES are gonna be picking up. Oh, it's gonna be Henny Special.
Okay.
They love the Gatot man. They love this hero.
Yes, sir. Everyone is loving that Gatot as well. The AOG is, a vital factor in making them win those team fights which they want. Because with the AOG, they can just zone out people or can stun them with that crowd control. But for Team Darren Sisters, what are they going to pick as their tank? Because I don't see anything open right there except that Grok. But I'm quite confused. But it will be that Atlas onto the pick
Eh? At last. Okay. This is
against
kind
the
of a
1-1.
very against the 1-1 that's so true. It's I don't know. The draft has been nice up till the Claw. We can forget about the Freya because the Freya is like it's a debut kind of thing or a daring sister kind of thing. So I kind of don't like the Freya to be the Atlas to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, even I don't like the Freya in the class, but comfort picks over meta, so the Freya might work out. But I'm quite not sure about this at last pick from Team Darren Sisters. But with this, because the drafting phase is over, and I just want you to ask. I just want to ask a little question, like, which team's draft are you favoring here? I mean, I
Oh
already know the
man.
answer, but I'll still ask.
First phase draft, it has to be Darren's sister because of the Kadita and the Lancelot apparently.
Five
On the other
seconds till
hand,
the enemy
SDS,
reaches the
they have the
battlefield.
better draft, a
Smash
lot of
them!
meta, a lot of comforts into their
All
hands,
troops
especially the
deployed!
roam in the jungle. So let's see what this game is gonna be looking like, ladies and gentlemen. We are gonna be heading into the Land of Dawn. This is your Queen series legacy yet again, brought to you by War Drums, of course. Sedo Esports know us going against Darren Sister in this best of one series. The winner can go for the next round. The losers still have a chance. So let's see what they're gonna be looking like because the top lane is already a lot of pressure coming through from SZA, already popping up the vengeance.
Okay, so that's a lot of damage onto Claude, but once again, into the mid lane, it is going to be that blows being exchanged, but MM lane, the gold lane is having some serious fights right there.
This is kind of the the factor you have when you are going against the Claude. The Claude does have the BMI to try to have that mobility, and one kind of struggles when you are very mobile. So I think this is the reason why they for their own
Okay.
interest it's gonna be the top lane say yes to me. We'll be saying bye to them because it's gonna be the first blood taken down. Shadow Esports having the lead into the XP side. I mean, we expected it, right?
Yes, sir. The first blood has been drawn. It is going to be that Freya that we are talking about. I mean, she was getting ganked by both CC and Kimmy as well. So it was quite obvious that she'll get taken out. But right now, into the bot lane, Dumbo-chan will be looking out for that opening to take on that Caesar. But she will be very cautious and will be safe for now.
Definitely a good call, I would say, because you kind of don't want to be caught into the middle of a assassin dashing into your place. So see that without any
Okay.
there's gonna be a dive coming through. Bumbo-chan trying to get with it. That's gonna be a stone rose, not enough. But they are wasting quite a lot of time into the bottom lane. So the turtle might eventually be a good start for the side of Shadow Esports that they have that winning XP side. But nevertheless, Rue with the poke coming through as the H4 C really doesn't have the XP level that's required. But on the other hand, Iris with the zone coming through as the H4 trying to go for more. The stun is definitely not gonna be landing right now. Dumbo-chan trying to go for end the contest. I think it's gonna be enough, man. Hey, never mind. There's gonna be a traction pulse coming through. There's gonna be engage. Iris trying to go in, but that's gonna be ZH1 walking away to safety.
But they are not going to give up. Shadow Esports Novas, they'll be taking that red buff down for Lancelot, and Team Darren Sisters will be facing a lot of trouble if the Lancelot gets farmed in the early game. But we can see in the bot lane, Claude is just having a happy time against 1-1, and like taking a look at the itemization, Hayabusa has gone with that Fury Hammer, and we are seeing that boots, the speed boots on the Atlas. Okay,
Yeah.
I can smell some serious engages and very frequent engages, but right now Lancelot is getting zoned out by the enemies, and they are not helping him.
It's actually okay to be honest because there's not much of going to do. Hey, never mind. The good
Oi.
ping pops. Hey,
Oi.
traction pulse one more, and AOZ into the backline as well. Get something up back again. That's gonna be the Kasida trying to do something. Not much of a compensation happening right now. Just one kill again into the hands of Shadow Esports and no response whatsoever coming through for the side of Darien Sister because under the bottom lane they're trying to get a silver plating, the gold plating nonetheless, and trying to go for more. That's gonna be
Dumbo-chan.
Elas going in. Jade War trying to go in for
Okay.
more. That's gonna be Venta Execution as well as the front rows. Dumbo-chan with the compensation, grabbing a kill onto the gold laner Caesar, but that's
Musa.
gonna Clara trying to go in yet again. Does have the shadow kill, not really committing because he knows better than to go in into the turret with 4 people in there.
A nice reply back, I'd say. Darren Sisters, they kind of lost the fight
Yeah.
with a 2 score, but they once again gained back with that 1-1 kill. And early game kill onto that 1-1 is going to help them a lot. But once again, into the bottom lane, Claude is looking quite low. Clara will be committing to it, but she survives with a slither of HP.
Shampoo?
The traction flux connects, but you know what? He'll be safe for now.
It was a okay move coming through. It was actually a bit of a undecisive move coming out from that shadow kill. The minion had to be there. No luck for Clara right there, but still I think it's gonna be a good setup for the side of Shadow Esports Novas to try to go for this turtle yet again, because with these broken walls, you kind of can drag away the turtle around the around your side yet again. Henny with the zone, with the taunt coming through, trying to go in for more. J4 doesn't
Okay.
really try to go for the engage. Never mind, Clara getting in, trying to go for more AOZ, connecting on the tree! And the taunt trying to go in Caesar. That's half the damage, but it's gonna be Henny cut putting a pickle. There's gonna be a taunt coming through as well, but onto the top lane, say yes to me. Getting the revenge is gonna be able to remove Iris. And I don't think SDS will be able to find that compensation though.
Imagine the Freya getting killed onto that CC. I mean, though it is the counterpart onto the bot lane. Caesar gets taken down by 40 move. A nice move from Claude right there. I mean, during the previous team fight, that was like what I was talking about. An Atlas against a 1-1 is going to cost them a lot because that AOG connected onto 3 because of that. But once again, into the bottom lane, Atlas looking kind of low is being targeted. Hey, Clara.
With the shadow. Oh, that's gonna be the shadow trying to go with the shadow kill as well. Pond and petrify the pond! She's gonna be drowning with anxiety. That's getting onto her as well. That was a good call, but at what cost? Because C wasn't aware that it's gonna be Kadita getting the revenge. One jungle down for the side of Seto Esports, but on the other hand, Dumbo trying to get something as an exchange, going for the blue buff, might be getting caught in the
Okay.
midst of it all because Iris with the taunt, with the damage coming through, and the current calls. Not a great choice. Dumbo trying to take it down. Byru yet again.
That move was not quite the right move, diving into the turret
Yeah.
when it is in full HP and it's early game phase. You shouldn't have done that, Lancelot. But once again, Freya is getting ganged down by two of the members, CC and Hayabusa onto her. The ultimate gets popped out. That's a lot of damage coming from Clara. The OG pops out, connecting on the run, but Freya is the one who is in danger right now. At last, will be trying to engage, but it won't be quite successful. And the second turtle is up for the grabs.
Red team
Okay.
Meanwhile, that's gonna be a solo kill. Revenge. This game is quite interesting, as you can see right now. 1v1 into the. Oh my goodness, mid lane. Ru able to get another one of a kill. A Phantom Skizzen coming through. Henny might be in trouble. Never mind, Dumbleton doesn't really have the desert still available, so they have to walk away. But on the other hand, Clara will be able to secure that turtle yet again. So this is definitely gonna be the lead that they're looking for STES Novas.
Yes, sir, and they are, looking at those objectives, 2 turtles at a time. Lancelot trying to go in, will be looking quite low. Dumbo-chan, will he be able to survive that? And yes, he does. With the Phantom execution. But, Team Darren Sisters, they will be falling into the late game because the goal gap is currently 2k. It might get turned, upside down. But then again, Team Shadow Esports Novas, they're not letting any mistakes slide. They're prioritizing over the turrets, over the turtles, and all the objectives, I'd say. And once again, they are, looking out for the 1-1 right there.
They have to,
Anxiety?
nevertheless. On the other hand, Clara trying to go Anxiety. That's not coming onto the shadow kill, so that's gonna be one resources that sees burning against Anxiety. But right now onto the bottom lane, there might be an engage coming through. Henny trying to give out a vision for season right now. ZH4 also can't though. I think it's gonna be okay. Nevertheless, Ru might be in trouble. Retribution, it will not be enough. But onto the top lane as well. Iris might be getting caught to the midst of it all. The Valkyrie resistance, right? Trying to focus onto the turtle. The knock comes on. It's gonna be taken very low. One more hit, and Iris will be able to grab her down. But then one Kozai, never mind to the mid lane. That's gonna be the rough waves being used. The blazing through coming through into the backline as well. Caesar onto the run, trying to go for more. Dumbo-chan does not really have the deaths or the damages, but with so much of a team fight with 0 casualties.
Yes, sir. The Blazing Duet and River Surge combo is going to be insane into that late game phase because Team Darren Sisters, those 2 players are just playing it too well. And I wasn't, loving that Freya pick at the start of the game, but now, the thing I saw, that was quite interesting,
That is it, man. I think kind of work here right now, but onto the mid lane, J4 might be he's not the tankiest from the front line. He's
Traction pulse! The traction pulse connecting on the 3. AOG gets popped out. Team Shadow Esports Novas, they are prioritizing the kills. A triple kill for Kimi right there.
It could have been perfect for a mainnet, but yeah, Yaudi wasn't into the vicinity here as well. But a lot of them is already accumulated by Ru here. So he was actually a first build concentrated energy, but yeah, it's actually okay because it's gonna be a little bit more tanky. And I think I know the reason why she hasn't been caught just yet. 604 to the score, a sky base attack as well. So he'll be able to have a lot of damage too. But at the bottom lane, I'll be able to focus a bit on things, connecting onto 1. Oh, that's gonna be the Purify being used again. Not much of a damage can be done.
Once again,
Balls on the 3 members got life for Ru. Henny with the double kill going in again, and the turret falling down for the side of their sister. What was that? Re-engage coming through for the side of SDES Novas.
Skypiercer must have gotten that 30 stacks, and the damage coming in from Kimi is quite insane as well. The traction pulse always connecting on the 3. This is kind of helping Team Shadow Esports Novas, prioritizing those kills once again. Onto the top lane, Freya will be safe for now, but Lancelot looking for in trouble. Dumbo-chan.
Oh, okay. She's okay. She will be fine because that was lots of the damage will be coming through from Caesar as well. But there's one resource being popped out, but then again, it's gonna be the mid lane turret that they will be able to secure for the side of SDES Novas right now. But hey, Engage coming through, the Botan getting taunted upon, that's Hamthor Rose able to survive, but not for long, legendary! Farming through right there, but onto the head, other side Fatal Links, and the rough is being connected, and the Blazing Duress coming through, 3 members getting quite low! They might try to survive, but Henny comes in the midst of it all, able to grab 1 kill for Iris! And then again, Anxiety will be able to grab that shutdown on Henny yet again, 2 members from both of the sides surviving. They're trying to go for the end, but I don't think they will be able to do so.
User once the inhibitors are down, the hopes also gets down from Team Darren Sisters, but I guess they will be standing strong until the next team fight. But Team Shadow Esports Nova, they are prioritizing those objectives. They will definitely wait for that lore and secure it in the next 69 seconds, as I can see on the screen. But once again, Team Darren Sisters, their picks are not working out for now, because the Kimi is quite a lot farmed up, but that one death might, loosen up a bit of stacks from that Sky Piercer so that they can have a room for breathing. But right now, everything is calm.
Definitely one of the calmest movement that we have seen so far. When we thought, it's gonna be calm, never mind, there's not gonna be calm because now Dumbo getting caught again with the taunt coming in. Henny trying to go for more, does not have the taunt just yet. Caesar back into the picture. That's gonna be the Conceal trying to walk him away from that skirmishes right now. So the Lord is gonna be up in less than 30 seconds. And right now, SDES Novas, they
Look
have
at
the better
Freya.
setup. And again, say yes to me. I think she might be getting caught. Never mind. She's fine. She's fine.
She's just looking for an opening to push that inhibitor down
Yeah.
from the top lane. But it won't be
And then-
possible because Team Shadow Esports Novas are, looking out everywhere. But as for the builds, I can see Hayabusa will be getting that Blade of the Spire soon enough, and it is going to hurt a lot for Team
Yeah.
Darren Sisters. But you know what? We saw Anxiety kind of stopping Hayabusa every time he tries to go in, so it might be the case, as you never know.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. You want to pick out the Kadita so that you'll be able to go against the
Freya?
assassin, but never mind. Freya, say yes to me. Try to go in. I my big the Valkyrie distance was popped. Thinking that Caesar would be walking there, it may be an instinct or it may be a unknown good mistake coming from Caesar right there. Because you could have been exactly caught and dead right there if he had walked into that bruiser. Yeah, that's a reason for that's 1 point for marksman, man. And don't walk into the bruisers.
Yes, sir. I was just wondering that why she didn't commit to it. But once again, out of the top lane, that team fight has been broken out. Dumbo-chan will be looking quite low. Shadow Kill gets popped out, and it will be dealing a lot of damage, but taking down none. But the Lord is marching down the mid lane. AOG getting popped out, connecting him to none. But once again, at last,
Oh. Okay, that's gonna be a burst coming through. Iris take it down. One trying to go forward. They do weapon power again. Oh, that's not gonna be enough because the base is what Shadow Esports Novas won, and the base they get winning this best of 1 series with that try. Shadow Esports, congratulations, but Daring Sister, they tried their best, but it wasn't enough. Look at it though. I
well,
don't
well,
think second time's not the charm anymore, man.
yes, sir. I won't be looking at that bronze Freya for now, but yeah, a nice run from Team Shadow Esports Novas, and of course the MVP Rue. It is quite justified for her as well. But you know what, Team Darren Sisters, don't lose your hope. You do have another chance because the lower brackets are still on, and you could get onto that.
We do have 1 game after this. The teams are actually going to be ready, and before that, you actually take a little bit of a break and come back. You shouldn't be going to the casting deck anymore. Let's take a break, Fiddle.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed, cursed? What difference does it make? I I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed, cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of bone.
We are the aspirants.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're not impatient because we are back again for the last round of today match. Best of one series, and we have Queen Slayers who will be going against Crux Requiem yet again. They have been able to perform so well into the first round that they played, fighting their places here. They are right now fighting against each other, so we will be seeing what they're gonna be bringing for us in this match. So I'm gonna be casting this, and together I will be casting with Crucifix. So I am gonna be really excited what these two teams will be showing us because Crucifix, I think you might not be aware, but the first games that we had, it was a banger. The teams are too good. You would be surprised they were girls too. You know.
I mean, hey, I wouldn't miss this one at least for anything because it's Karuk's Requiem. And again, the thing that I keep saying all the time, Karuk's Requiem means the song that someone is singing for my death, apparently, because Karuk's Requiem stands for, eulogy that you sing for a person who is dead. And, well, Crucifix
Oh
is my
no.
name. So I'm pretty sure that I want Team Queenslayers to actually win this one because obviously I don't want anyone singing a eulogy for me. Haha.
Okay. You know what? Wait. I just saw the news that we had on our screen. Crooksy, Pookie, and Smooth Operator. I mean, I'm not complaining at all
Oh
because
no.
Smooth Operator, right? But what about you, Crooksy, Pookie? Huh? Is that a thing?
Can I just okay, you know what? You know what I want to do right now? I want to stick my head, I want to dig a hole in the ground and stick my head as the ostriches do. Because that is legit what I'm feeling right now. I'm not going to leave. Okay, you know what? I'm keeping this. I am keeping this in my death note. I
Yeah, I mean, you got to pull out a Death Note thingy there because of the Cooksy Pookie, man. Of course,
no.
if I had seen it
Ah,
earlier, I would have been like, yeah, I'm gonna be Smooth Operator, and alongside me, it's gonna be Cooksy Pookie. That would have
GG's,
been interesting. I think you might have left by that time though.
bro. Please have some mercy on me. I'm already making made fun of. Come on.
No. We sure I think the production team really loved you for it, putting your name like that for two. And I think I have no absolutely zero complaint about my name though. But let's talk about the
Jeez.
business part here. Crucifix Pookie, man. Crooksy Pookie. Yeah, let's go into the drafting phase because Kirk's
Nice.
Requiem, they
Well,
will be having the first pick, and Queen's Slayer, which apparently the team you're gonna be siding with today, will be having the second pick here.
I am not responding until you call me by my real name. I'm not going to respond to Cookie Cookie. I'm not responding to that.
Okay, let's go. Crooks off it. Never mind. I'm gonna go. Let's
Okay,
go,
that's
Crooks.
well, at least that's better.
That's not. Which one
Oh
is
man,
better? Which one is better?
the normal one, the one that I
All
actually
right.
have everywhere else, but not apparently Crooksy Pookie or Crooks Official, because obviously both of those names have very cringe things behind it. Anyways, talking
Okay.
about that, we're skipping on the draft, Debbie. Look at that, Matilda Florin getting banned off on the side of Queenslayers. I don't think they want no healers in this match, but I think they should be
Mm-hmm.
focusing on the Estes.
Estes. I don't think they're gonna be loving the
Oh
Estes,
wait,
but nevertheless, you
wait,
got to
wait.
remove out the heroes. Yeah.
Look at that. The enemies too. The first two bands are healers, Minotaur and also, Angela. And I don't think Estes is I think Estes is the only healer actually available for the pick right now, if at all Team Queenslayers don't ban him. I think Estes might actually just make a comeback all of a sudden after 4 seasons.
Oh, Estes. I mean, personally, I don't like Anestus, but if you pair it together with a very
Yeah.
high mobile, not high mobile, a slow moving utility jungle who will be there being a standing duck soaking up all the damage, Estes is the valid option here. I think the girls are very excited to ban out the heroes that are more onto the bursty side because they get the bans there. The Jushin and the Kadita, most of the top prior pick for the for this Queen's Legacy series right now has been the Kadita, and the most banned has to be the Jushin. Of course, this hero is completely removed, annihilated, no more. It's never gonna be open. It's never gonna be used because the last time that we seen the Kadita as well, it was such a dominator, assassinating everyone as well. Even though they lose that game, Kadita is a nuisance nonetheless. So now Crooksrooker first pick. They won the 1-1, which was the safest bet. So Queen Slayer, they can bring out the assassins now. It's safe. They can play the Lancelot or the Hayabusa, and or if they want, the Fanny.
Possible, but one thing, can you just try to listen to that? I hear someone in the background. I feel like there is Ray crying in the background because
Oh,
Ray
she.
Zushin got banned. Wait, what?
Oh
Ray, it's
man.
okay. We're not gonna see the Zushin. You can have her all to yourself. But now Queen Slayer still do have the option to take the Bane and other heroes like Lancelot or maybe Hayabusa or something to keep the 1-1 in check. I believe that that's a good option in my
Uh,
opinion. But instead they go for the Kagura. I mean, yeah, I did see the previous game from Queen Slayers, and they do pull off the Kagura pretty well, but they do go for the CC instead. I believe the Lapu Lapu is a better option, but CC is a good backline diver too.
I think most of the time the CC kind of XP side. That's why it's more prio here. And I was pretty surprised that Christopher did not go for the CC first pick, and then I realized the 1-1 was still out there. So just grab it out. A very good pick that is for Queen Slayer. I like the Kagura, to be honest. The Kagura is kind of a hero that can escape those kind of awkward situation where you are getting caught. If the Kadita can be used as a burst hero against the assassin, the Kagura does the same. She have all kinds of escapism as well, and the Purify too. So she's all of that, but the downside of a Kagura
Oh,
is that you kind of need to have that for that snowball. So let's see what the draft is going to be looking like for the Side Coaster Crime. Two magic directly. It's going to be the Esmeralda, not the best choice against the CC, but can work into the team fight. And the Lunox, mid lane Lunox against the Kagura. This is literally the direct counter for the Kagura.
really? I don't actually see it though, but I do agree. The
Yeah,
Brilliance Ultimate actually keeps Kagura,
yeah, on
Lunox
paper.
alive, alive through what do you call the brilliance ultimate, right? It's always a good way to actually escape any kind of burst damage, and Kagura is no exception to the burst damage category that Lunux can actually just evade completely. But again, the thing that I want to actually just bring out into the picture is the fact that they actually went Queenslayers, of course, went for the Leslie in the gold lane to out damage the
Oh,
Wanwan. Obviously you could actually possibly go for the what do you call it, the wind of nature, yeah, wind of nature, to actually counter any physical marksman, but you can't do that with like Leslie on side. And especially knowing the fact that Wanwan has a very low HP pool and a very, very low HP growth. She's in the low HP growth category. She is going to
uh,
struggle against a Leslie that has a lot of items, especially a Blade of Despair and everything like that. She could possibly be two tapped out of existence. And look at that. We've got the junglers getting banned already. I believe that Queen Slayers have gone for the Lancelot for obvious reasons
yep.
because Puncture, Thorn Rose, and Phantom Execution might just be the biggest problem for the Leslie, obviously. And keeping her alive is a very, very big priority. And well, Kufra getting banned from the side of Team Crux Requiem is no, laughing matter because they want to keep the 1-1 alive and healthy throughout the whole
Mm.
game too.
I like the fact that the second phase ban is more likely a target also, but also for their marksman as well. The protection for the marksman, maximum protection for your goal leader. That means you're gonna be having a greater late game than the other. So this is a very very genius for both of the teams that they are actually focusing on what their marksman will be comfortable on. Even though the Lester is kind of a hero that's not popular, I like it to be honest. I kind of like it because you kind of need the damages. Of course, you kind of need the items, but she's very hard to deal with because of the conceals that she has. So that you have to be very decisive. I can't play Leslie for the life of me, but when I see a good Leslie player, I know one. So let's see what the ban is gonna be like for the Cyclops Requiem. They can remove another jungle here. The Hayabusa can be a good option because Queen Slayer this time around they're gonna be having that first pick. Even the no, the Zoe is not an option. Alucard, huh?
I mean, Alucard is kind of self-explanatory. This guy has been, rising in popularity, especially with the, nerf that's happened to the life bane effects. All of them have been nerfed throughout the board. We've got, glowing wand, dominance ice, and also sea halberd getting a 10% reduction in the amount of life bane they can affect. That is the anti-heal, by the way. Life bane is equal to anti-heal. And again, one thing that I want to mention is the fact that Leslie, once she got that buff on the first skill camouflage, she is now a bit more viable than she was before because glowing wand would actually just automatically shut her down and make her a very easy target for everybody. But now that she's got a little bit of an quality of life upgrade when she's got a 0.5 second immunity to actually lose the camouflage state, I think people actually have the opportunity to pick the Leslie up even more. But look at that. We've got the second picking phase rolling in pretty quickly. We've got the
Oh,
Lolita getting picked onto the side of Team Crux. No, I mean, not Crux. I mean, Queen Slayers. And also Fanny getting picked onto the side of Team Crux. Requiem.
man.
We've got a big problem here for Queen Slayers, dude. Fanny. And there is no proper hard counter CC. I mean, they do have a
Ah,
CC, but no crowd control is what I meant.
oh man. The Hayabusa, the Fanny was actually good for Queen Slayer. But then again, Kurtsuko was like, nah, the Fanny could be good for you,
Oh,
but it's
Kalia.
gonna be better for us. Because why not deny it, right? Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a very, very good combination coming through. With the Kalea last pick coming in again, Queen Slayer has to be very decisive of what they are gonna be picking up. Because this time around, the Assassin is gonna be definitely a harder choice. The Joy is an option, but you cannot really go against the Joy, the Joy right now because of the presence of the Kaleas. He can literally cancel out your beats as well, and of course that's gonna be another hindrance. It's the Esmeralda because of the seal that she feeds on, and the Joy also have that seal. You kind of struggle with that. Okay, the Hayabusa was a better choice, and it is gonna be here right now a good jungle to counter out the 1-1. But then again, you kind of have to be mindful for what the Kalea can do against you. So, just direct Tsunami Slam and any kind of assassin get bested upon. So it's definitely gonna be something that depends on the micro. I would say the macro is there, but the micro is gonna be important here for both of the teams right now. Assassin versus assassin, they could pick up as well. And like you mentioned, Queen Slayer, they don't have a good crowd control that can go against the Fanny. So the Fanny can eventually be such a nuisance in the start of the game.
I completely agree, but with the way that the jungle has been picked from both of the sides, I feel like if at all the Hayabusa locks in and gets the Ogi Shadow kill onto the Fanny, I think it's going to be a very, very easy wipe, unless, of course, Crux Requiem pull out an insane amount of micro and a lot of cables, steel cables, of course, and then Hayabusa can't really do much against that Fanny, but that is the only way that you can actually keep the Fanny in check. However, the Hayabusa also does need to make sure the 1-1 is in check too, because Leslie can't do that in the early game, especially with the way that 1-1 actually gets a power spike. The moment she hits level 4, she is going to be a big threat, and Leslie can't do nothing about it. Even in the camouflage state, 1-1's crossbow of Tang is going to mark her down and make her into an easy shish kebab with a lot of holds, especially with all the crossbows she's going to,
Moba
just
Legends.
utilize and throw at her face. But
5
look at that,
seconds
Debbie.
till the
We are in the
enemy
land of
reaches the
Dawn. We've got a
battlefield.
sparkly
Smash them.
Archmage level 5 in the mid.
Ultimates
That's going to be
deployed.
Lunux, of course.
And that's gonna be what we're gonna be seeing now. Queen Slayer, Elena goal in the best of series, and very, very exciting because you know what? I love watching Assassin going against Assassins, especially when it is a girls' tournament. You know what? Ditch the utilities, man. Let the guys play the utilities, play the Assassins. There we go. Let's see what the Serena can do with the Fanny and Miu. What she can do with the Hayabusa as well, because it's gonna be a game of the start. The first turtle is definitely gonna be important for Fanny. The turtle is definitely not the best choice, but hey, mid lane might be skirmishes.
We've got nothing much happening, but look at that. Hayabusa is going to come in. He's going to
Oh,
actually secure. No, he's not going to
oh,
actually time the retribution right. It's going to be Fanny that gets the better retribution there. And we've got a lot of pressure building up for the side of Team Queenslayers, of course. This Karox Requiem just got the first objective and have asserted the dominance in terms of having the retribution gap into their side, obviously. They've got a lot of, potential, but then again, the rotation to the bot lane is going to be the biggest problem here. 1-1 in trouble. She's got a low amount of HP in the early game, but look at that. Kalea jumping into the back line. We've got the quad shadow and no possible ultimate from the Hayabusa, but it's going to be an easy wipe. Well, not wipe, I mean, one kill for the side of Team Queenslayers because they're going to get the Kalea who jumped in a little too close to comfort for her own good. But look at
oh,
that,
that's
Fanny
gonna
is
be
engaging.
Serena.
But
Oh, shadow kill. That's gonna be the
oh, the
shadow
Obi
being land
Shadow
upon.
kill.
Oh my god, that was close, man. But hey, on the other hand, there's gonna be one more Lisu. One hit! Mew! Falling down, that's gonna be the casualty that we are looking for. A trade all over the places, but hey, look at that, Cooks. Gonna be something here yet again?
I believe so, but I think the Lolita shield's gonna delay them. They're not gonna actually try to engage on that one, obviously, because Lunox can do a lot of damage, especially against a hero that has high HP. But with that shield active, they're just gonna do damage to themselves at this point. But look at that, the first turtle of the match has been just spawned in, and with the side of Queenslayers having 1 kill and Crux Requiem having one kill, I think it's gonna be an equal trade for now. At least they're not having anyone lost on both of their sides. Lunox just got a little bit of damage, but it's okay for now. They're not going to actually lose up on much. She can just use the first skill in the life form to actually, regenerate all of that HP, but she goes for the regen spell instead.
I think that's gonna be something of a bit of call coming through. Field might be actually lagging, When you call the pause, we will give you the pause, but never mind, there's gonna be the yin yang baton being used, a field taken down eventually by Hayabusa, but there's gonna be a dive coming in, the brilliance used as well as the Numinant Blast. Just for the Joan, it's gonna be okay, not much of an engage right now, but the turtle is definitely into the hands of Mew right there, and she's definitely gonna be having the lead that we are looking for, but this time around I think it's more of a disengaged coming through from this side of Few. I hope she's actually good now, but bot lane. Solo kill?
Off camel. But in the mid lane, we've got an Oki Shadow kill, getting the kill on Kalea under the tower, dude. This is what Hayabusa is all about.
Damn. I'm loving this, man. What kind of engages they are looking for, especially this Hayabusa is kind of hero where you need the turtle. When you have your first item, there we go. Hey, Serena.
I mean, she's not gonna find her any kill there. I mean, it's all right. Queen's actually safe for now. But hey, one thing that I want to talk about is the fact that it's broken walls, and I think Fanny actually can make it or break it with this one. I feel like with the way things are, she's got a lot of openings to use the cables, but she does not have a way to actually spam the wall combo. So I think it's actually kind of like, what do you call it? She's got escape routes, but she does not have a way to actually consistently do damage, especially against close enemies. But look at that, we've got Lolita jumping in, but the Purify on the 1-1 keeps her alive, but the crossbow tank is now finally up, and the wall, so the shield is completely off position. All that's gonna get taken out first, and we've got Queen doing enough damage to actually take down 2 people. Luna's coming from the back line, gets Sin out of nowhere, but look, Luna, I think Leslie's gonna actually have enough damage. Lunox though, she can just obviously regenerate most of the HP that she's lost, but Leslie is just gonna 2-tap a 1-1, flexing with the way that she's gonna use that beautiful sniper on 1-1's face. Crossbows? Nah, dude, this is 2025.
Nah, man, that was actually amazing hand movement coming through for the side of Hayabusa. I would say Miyu. That was also a damage, and Sin was able to grab that last hit with the damage. So that was actually a perfect maneuver. But then again, I think Queenslayer are already quite ahead in the way they are playing. The 1-1 is a kind of hero where you do not want to lose onto your lane. Try to get the tower standing so that you'll be able to get the farm up, and try to get up from the lane after that, and let the turret stand. There's a kind of a hero to wander around, get those gold, come back to your lane, get the gold again, so that you'll be able to make your crossbow of tank much more beneficial. But then again, this time around, I don't think she is able to do that because of the presence of Sin onto the Leslie, and there's always a help coming through from all of the sides. The tank is there, the assassin is there, the jungle, and the mage is there, and there were literally like 4 members of the bottom lane focusing onto that turret, and they were able to secure that one as well. And this time, it just means that the 1-1 is definitely not going to be having the space to farm. And when you do not have a space to farm as a gold laner, this apply for every goal laners. You can't really have that damage, and it makes you so behind. Even if you are behind in 1k goal behind, you don't have the damage. You are not significant into this game fight. You just have to play the split fishes. I think this is where it's going to be taking her.
Oh man, I'm good back, and I think that the whole shenanigans that's actually popping up in the bot lane is actually working for the side of Team Queenslayers pretty well. Actually, they've got the second turtle of the game, and I think Miu is actually overcoming that first little wander of retribution thing that just happened in this early game. But look at that, Serena just got herself the rose gold meteor to keep herself alive again amidst all of this damage that Team Queenslayers are actually doing. But look at that, Kagura just popped up the ultimate, but will miss it. And here comes Fanny she's got enough energy, but she can't really keep up with Kagura and her flicker, man.
There was actually a damage coming through. Get a stun. Mew grabbing another kill, and a go to the backline. not have the damage taken down. Very low. The Star Moon being used, but it's not gonna be enough because that wasn't a disengage. You know, it's gonna have to be. But Queen, on the other hand, very free onto the farming. Serena not really having a good time onto this Fanny, not able to find anything because even though there hasn't been any kind of card control, she hasn't been able to find ways.
And look, in the first 6 minutes of the game, Gold Lane's completely open for the side of Team Queen Slayers. They're not actually just backing off anymore. They're trying to get every bit of advantage they are. And look at that, in the mid lane, it's going to be a little bit of a problem. We've got right now Kalea using the Tsunami Slam on the bed, Leslie, but the Flicker is going to keep her alive, and she's going to do a lot of damage taking down the Kalea, but it's going to be Lege who's going to get the kill on Kalea. And we've got to follow up Sin getting the kill on Q, who's going to get taken out. Look at that, though. Miu is going to go to the back side, get the kill on Lisu, and Fanny's finally back, but she does not have the blue buff, so she can't guarantee a bunch of, combos with the tornado strikes and the steel cables. But Hayabusa has found a way to actually take down the blue buff without any contest. And Leslie knows that, Fanny does not have the blue buff, so she's gonna be lights out, my friends. I'm just joking. Lights are coming back up anytime soon. But again, that thing the Queen was doing, dude, she was absolutely dominating. Like this was a pub lobby in an everyday ranked game. She's absolutely unhinged. She's just being very, very aggressive.
Yeah, that's the problem that you have. You can be aggressive as possible, but the downside I've had that is behind is this, exactly this. Nevertheless, that wasn't engaging and overturned, not really committed. But then again, its backline is gonna be the brilliance being used just for the Lunox to survive from that ultimate snipe. But then again, I think every lead is all onto the hands of the side of Queen Slayer right there. The turtle is already up, and I believe they will be able to secure that too. So Miu right now is gonna be a very, very fat assassin. Whoever see ults on or set of kills on, it's gonna be a dead case. So you have to be careful for the side of Critical Crime. You don't really have the ways to survive all those onslaught that the Hayabusa will be bringing onto the table, and the way that they will be able to play this game right now is play the macro, put all the macro into the hands of Serena, let her go for the macro, go for those turret pushers, go for the minions, and then the others can stay together. But this is also the bad part of this strategy. Your goal laner will not have those damage, and then if she does not have the damages, there's not gonna be any good engage.
Well, look at that. We've got the Hayabusa jumping in, but the Tsunami Slam on the Hayabusa. Watch out to escape on the Hayabusa. Okay, we've got the Esmeralda jumping in the back line, but Queen has a lot of damage. She's going to take down Kalea first thing, and now we've got a little bit of a problem. Mid-tier 1 is also getting, tier 2 is going to get pushed. We've got Hayabusa marking himself onto the enemy Wan, but Lisa uses the strategic second skill to actually evade Hayabusa's Quad Shadow. And look at that, Leslie doing so much damage, dude, to an Esmeralda.
Yeah. That's what, man. Oh my god. 10k goal! Queen Slayers, man. Again, this kind of combination. The Fanny is so behind, not being able to find any kills out so far, not being the early game presence that they wanted her to be. And Queen is already so fat. Oh my goodness, what is that? Center kill me, you move. Oh wow, that was so close, man. If it wasn't, the presence of the Kalea, I think at least it could have been a fatal trouble.
True, but look at that. Tier 3 in the mid side. It's going to be in even more fatal trouble because that's going to be taken out. And we've got CC pushing the top lane. Now everyone's going to actually put their pressure in the top side because obviously Queen has decided on forgetting about her lane after pushing 2 towers. They've got all the 3 holy blasts taken out, and mid 3 mid-tier 3 is also taken out, dude. This is not looking good for the side of Team Crux Requiem. And I think I actually put my faith in the right team this time.
Yeah, I think Queen Slayers are just you just blindly choose the right team, and they are happily getting that because the presence that they have right now. When you are against a Fanny, you would have thought that Leslie could have died at least 2 times. 2 times with 2 blue buffs, but it doesn't. It can't really happen here for the side of Crux Requiem because the macro coming through for the side of Queen Slayers are too much. They gave out a lot of pressure since the start into the mid lane, and there wasn't a good clearance coming through for them that they can even try to rotate together other. So when it comes down to that, the gold laner suffers a lot, and this forces them to try to stay into the bases. Only 2 inhibitors standing, the mid lane gone, the Lord is marching into the mid side. There might be a lot of damage already for Queen. There's a lot of ways, there's a lot of people they should focus on, and they cannot really choose.
Oh man, and the fact that the 10,000 gold lead has now turned into a 12,000, and talking about the Lord marching
Wow.
down on the mid lane, they're going to be able to defend the Lord without any stress, but look at that, we probably are going to get a Tsunami Slam, but the Numenon Blast is going to zone out everyone, and nobody's going to be able to stop that Leslie from damaging the Nexus, and it's going to probably be an easy GG's for this side of Team Queenslayers. And that's the Nexus wipe, blown to smithereens. And again, I
Victory!
want to actually correct you there, Debbie. I watched Queenslayers play 3 times. I know they're
Hey.
good, and I actually put my faith in them because of that. Not because I actually didn't want to see Crux Requiem win. I was just giving a little
Oh,
bit of an excuse there.
that is more of a good reason, right? Like, you saw them play and you were like, yeah, this team is supportable. Because for me, I would say that both the teams are doing exceptionally well into the first rounds that they have played. But this is one of the best that Queenslayer has been playing because of the rotation that was so clean. The early game, the start of the game, the way they were able to go together freely. There's no tempo breaker coming from the side of Crux Requiem, and they weren't stopping any rotation that Capybara or even Sin is making into from the mid side, and that kind of become a problem. And the objective all comes down onto the hands of Miyu again onto the Hayabusa. And never, the thing about the assassin is that whoever had the level lead is gonna be having a better chance. And I don't think the Fanny did really work here too, because he wasn't able to find any kills out onto the picture, because the sole presence of the Fanny means that you kind of want the pressure onto the lanes, like getting a kill into the XP side or rather into the gold side 2 or 3 times, and you can really ignore all those turtles and you can still be ahead of that. And I don't think Serena was able to find those openings just yet, so it kind of comes down to the macro as well. I think this time around Queen Slayer, they're gonna be rising to the top. They are, yeah, Queen Slayers for a reason.
Obviously, dude, they're cutting the competition. But one thing that I actually just want to talk about is the fact that Capybara bought herself, the
Yeah,
Sky
Sky, right?
Piercer, and still was not able to get 1 kill. I mean, that's how good the Leslie was playing. That's how amazing that Leslie was at, securing our kills. It's our kills. I
Our
quote
kills.
Shin Mentakuzo in air quotes.
Those is Yeah, you got to you got to quote him because he's the OG too. Yeah, bringing out a lot of memes for the ML community. But nevertheless, that was gonna be the winning for a non-meta side, especially the Leslie winning against the 1-1, which we don't usually see. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are having fun, and I think the games are very very crucial today. It was so good. It was fun to watch as well as a caster. Also, I was enjoying too much, and I hope you guys also enjoy as well, because we'll be coming back for more, but not today, sadly. The next day. So we're gonna be taking our leave for today, saying sayonara. Me and Cruxibuki will be signing off.
Carved in blood and bone, my power is undying. Blessed? Cursed? What difference does it make? I walk a path few would dare follow. I am the harbinger of both.